It's summertime. Archbishop Richard Forskin here. Let me just settle down here. I got some bad news for you folks. Bad news. Let's spin this in here. Of course, it's not mine. Archbishop Richard Forskin here. Let's just see, should I make the long strain or the short strain this time? Never mind all that. Stay put. I've been watching many of the comments. This isn't even showing my crown of righteousness. I'll have to sit back a little bit. I'll tell you what. Glorious. That is just glorious. Tell you what we're gonna do. Let's hike this up a little bit so you can see the holy righteousness of the Archbishop's signification. Should help out a little bit. Never mind. Get this thing out of my way. You can go over here. What was I saying? Our little leisure time with the green drink. Thank you, Uncle, for having that delivered today. I've been watching all of your comments lately. How ridiculous. How ridiculous. I'll say, one of the people wanted to know, and I'm not picking any certain people out of whoever sticks in my mind. I love you all out there, but I must say, that tastes a little artificial. Like a lot of you, artificial, so-called Christians, so-called skeptics. Oh no, Archbishop. He sees it all. And what I thought was, what really bothered me is the person who, like I said, I love you all. I love you all. And this young lady said, well, I don't know how old she is, but let's get to the point. I watch the Christian comments, especially, and they're talking about prayers and please pray for me, and my child needs to get into college, and then the same fake Christians, you know that they're fake. But it's hard to tell the difference. They've become so crazy. Is it a bot, or is this a real person that thinks they're a Christian? You know, I myself was an Eighth-day independent. Well, you know the story behind that, but I was set free. The thing is, this person prayed they asked for people to pray to put out fires, for God to put out fires. Now, how many prayers should be sent? Send them prayers to put the fires out. And when the fires receded, they gave the credit to God, and they said, thank God is so wonderful. And the firefighters, and the prayer warriors. The prayer warriors, the ones that kissed all the hierarchies' butts. Shit. What I'm saying is, something was in there. Let's get serious. How many prayers does God need before God comes into play with putting the fires out? How many? I'm going to tell you how many. It's God needs 144,000 prayers within 12 hours. Because that's a certain time period that represents the disciples, the 12 disciples or apostles that were needed after the death of resurrection and the Jesus onward up into heaven, when they needed to roll dice to replace the Judas. There was 11, and then you need 12. The signification of the 144,000 and the 12 disciples needs to be complete for the Lord's power to become evident in moving towards helping the firemen put out the fires and the rain. Yes, God, He changed the weather for you, just you. But the sad part about it is because of your prayers, other people's prayers were denied and they had to suffer. Don't you see the deceit in your actions? And it was because you were praying for your own people, not the people across the world that were suffering. No, not at any time did you know about them. Did you think that God didn't know about them? Obviously, you thought God didn't know about your predicament. But doesn't it say, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want"? That means your shepherd is always taking care of you and supplying your needs of every kind. Remember, the shepherd, the good shepherd, is looking out for you because he wants to fleece you later, may I add. But you disrespected the rest of all society. God had to stop what he was doing, making rainbows for the special people over here, and when it was unable to give rain on the other side. So you have to, what you're doing is slowing down God's activity, because it's like a slow app. If you clutter it up too much, you slow down the response. You can't do all those things at the same time. You become less omniscient and omnipresent. And that's why God needs 144,000 and the 12 representations of the apostles. You must have 12 pastors or bishops come together to mold these 144,000 prayers. So unless you don't get 144,000 prayers prayed over, sent to the Lord by 12 pastors, and in some cases, desperate cases, they may be deacons. Deacons may be used also, but they have to be celibate. Anyway, remember, watch the way you pray. Oh, and the other thing, that stupid show, Jesus' Last Warning. Get the hell out of here with your crap. You're totally brainwashed, and you're brainwashing many of my people. Only I'm allowed to do that. No, not even I. Not even the Archbishop. The Archbishop is just having a good time watching the crimes all over the world. There goes another one. Chunk black thing, green, dark green. So the other thing was, if you have any more questions, let me know, and I'll figure them out. Trigger them out. Yeah, I'll trigger them out of you. All of you will be triggered in some way by the Archbishop. think anything else to say. Probably want to hang up. Anyway, as you can see, you're still obeying the one-eyed farmers. What are you going to think for yourselves?